that's turning from the honey to the milk. The golden hour lingers on the surface of the chrome, while the shadows of the evening find a place to call their home. I see the distant outlines of the city and the shore. Everything is quieter than it ever was before. There's a silence in the cabin, there's a silence in the air, and a feeling of a memory that's hiding everywhere.
The radio is breathing a slow and steady sigh underneath the purple and the silver of the sky.
No need to rush the engine, no need to push the gear. Everything we're looking for is already right here.
Velvet horizons
Stretching out so wide, floating on the rhythm of the late summer tide. It's a long
soft echo of the season in the sun
before the magic of the light is finally unveiled.
velvet horizons
Painted in the blue, everything is changing into something golden new. The velvet, the quiet echo. The grass is turning yellow in the fields along the way, watching how the heavy heat begins to melt away. I'm turning down the volume just to hear the cricket song, in a world where every minute feels so beautiful and long. The dashboard light is emerald, a steady tiny spark, guiding us so gently through the coming of the dark. We're moving like a whisper, we're moving like a dream, caught inside the ripples of a violet tinted stream. Let the time slip away. Stay with me one more day. Velvet horizons stretching out so wide, floating on the rhythm of the late summer tide. It's a long soft echo of a season in the sun before the magic of the light is finally undone. Velvet horizons painted in the blue, everything is changing into something golden new. Oh, the velvet, the quiet echoes fading into the light, softly into the night. Velvet.
The cliffs are standing silent over the crashing white spray, watching as the neon glow of Hollywood fades away. The air is getting saltier, the wind is getting cold, leaving all the stories that the city has already told. I'm moving through the shadows of the mansions on the hill, where the time is just a concept and the world is standing still. The dashboard is a mirror, reflecting all the stars, leaving tiny scratches on the surface of our cars. There's a tension in the static, a melody in the breeze, moving like a whisper through the palm and cedar trees. Everything is wider here, everything is deep, while the rest of California is falling into sleep. Paradise Seats Drive, staying in the mood. Everything is shining and it's all because of you. Between the mountains and the water, between the dark lights of Santa Monica are flickering below. I see the distant Ferris wheel, a circle in the dark, leaving every memory with an electric little spark. Your hand is on the leather and your heart is on the line, crossing every border, every rule and every sign. We're the masters of the coastline, we're the pilots of the haze, lost inside the echoes of these long and electric days.
Girls on the corner are waving their hands, moving the music of underground bands. The spray painted walls and the arcade arc lights, everything's glowing on these summer nights. And look at you, baby, you're ready to fly with a look that could light up the darkest of sky. We don't need a reason, we don't need a plan, just a tank full of gas and a girl and a man. One planet, never stop to the top. Saturday shadows chasing the sun. The race for the magic has only begun. Turn up the volume, let the engine scream. We're living the high definition dream. Saturday shadow, don't let it go. Moving at speeds that the world doesn't know. Oh, 1986. the towers on the hill, while the city is dancing to a digital will. Got a cellular phone and a plan for the day, watching how the shadows of the old fade away. The dashboard is a cockpit, the road is a wire, and my heart is an engine made of electric fire. Can you feel the frequency? Can you feel the change? Everything is looking so beautiful and strange. We're the new generation, we're the kings of the screen, living in a world that's perfectly clean. Digital dreams in LA, shining so bright, turning every shadow into mercury light. From the valley to the ocean, we're the rulers of the flow, moving at a speed that only dreamers really know. Digital dreams in a luxury design, crossing over every single silver line. The palm trees are pixels against the dark blue. Everything is filtered in a futuristic hue. I see the flash of the neon on the edge of the glass, watching how the restless and the lucky ones pass. We're parking by the plaza, we're parking by the dream, floating on the surface of a high-tech stream. No need for a compass, no need for a map, when the whole wide world is sitting right in your lap. The future is now. The future is here. The message is loud. The message is clear. Digital dreams in LA, shining so bright, turning every shadow into mercury light. From the valley to the ocean, we're the rulers of the flow, moving at a speed that only dreamers really know. Digital dreams in luxury design, crossing over every single silver line. Digital dream, take night. Digital dream, take night. Take night. In the city of light, LA dreams. The dust is settling on the porch of the hotel, with 1,000 little stories that the summer couldn't tell. I'm watching how the orange light is breaking into bits, while the ghost of the July on the empty railing sits. The air is smelling different, like the cedar and the stone, a quiet kind of frequency I've always really known. I'll keep the engine idling, I'll keep the windows down, watching all the shadows as they're drifting through the town. There's a fragment of a melody, a fragment of a dream, caught inside the ripples of a copper-colored street. Everything is moving in a slow and graceful way, before the final curtain falls on the summer day. is humming something heavy and so deep, while the gardens and the valleys are preparing for their sleep. I see the distant flicker of a lonely cottage light, a tiny little diamond in the pocket of the night. We're moving like a whisper, we're moving like a haze, leaving all the echoes of these long and electric days. The dashboard is a mirror, reflecting all the stars, leaving tiny scratches on the surface of our car. Wait for the lead, wait for the turn. The fire still burns. Amber fragments glowing in the night, better than neon, better than the light. Softly through the garden, gently through the trees, walking on the down. I'm sitting in the silence of this plastic town. The red and blue neon is reflecting in the rain, tracing out a pattern that I can't quite explain. I'm leaning on the steering wheel, watching for your car, wondering how lonely and how far away you are. The security is circling the perimeter line in a world that's pretending that everything is fine. But the radio is whispering the secret from the stars, caught inside the static of the empty parked cars. The mall's a ghost town, but we're still alive, waiting for the moment when the Friday will arrive. Underneath the halo of the yellow parking lights, we're the only dreamers in the middle of the night. The ghost town, the 1986 light. I see the mannequin staring from the darkened glass, watching how the hours and the lonely minutes pass. They've got the perfect faces and the perfect plastic hair, but they don't feel electricity hanging in the air. The wind is blowing paper across the painted white line while I'm checking my watch for the 100th time. The speakers in the ceiling are finally still. The shadows are climbing the suburban hill, but as long as I'm here, as long as I wait, and that is a promise, and it's never too late. The mother's a ghost town, but we're still alive, waiting for the moment when the Friday will arrive. Underneath the halo of the yellow parking light, we're the only dreamers in the middle of the night. The ghost town, the 1986 light. The gold is hid in the rooftops, the gold is hid in the glass, watching how the final shadows of the Friday pass. I'm pulling in the driveway, I'm turning off the heat, listening to the silence of the ordinary street, but the rhythm's still playing, a ghost inside my head, of every single word and every stay a little while. The mall sign is dark now, the arcade is asleep, but we've got the treasures that we're gonna always keep. I'll see you at the fountain, I'll see you by the door, when the Friday night comes calling for the us once more. Until then, the sunshine is a different kind of grass, reflecting all the fire that I saw inside your eyes. The night is a picture, the night is a page. We're the only ones who ever really left the cage. Hold on to the light, hold on to the dream, floating on the surface of a silver-plated stream. The suburban afterglow washing over me, a golden kind of mercy as far as I can see. The 86 is a whisper, a memory in the wind, where the magic of the evening has finally been thinned. The afterglow, stay a little while. Stay a little while. The static's heavy on the FM band. We're driving through a lonely stretch of land. The distant towers whisper to the stars, while moonlight flickers on the passing cars. I turn the dial, searching for a trace of something real inside this empty space. And then I feel your hand touch mine so light, the only thing that's shining in the night. We're on a that nobody knows. I'm taking the long way, I'm avoiding the turn, watching all the bridges that I didn't have to burn. The air is getting colder, the sky is turning deep, while the rest of the summer is falling into sleep. I'm caught in the static, I'm caught in the flow of 1,000 directions. I don't want to go the long way back under the silver moon, leaving all the melodies that ended far too soon. It's the end of the season, it's the end of the road, carrying the weight of a heavy golden load. The long way back through the valley of the years, washing out the salt and the disappearing tears. The engine is humming a familiar refrain, like a heartbeat that's trying to ignore all the pain. I see the distant mountains, silhouettes of the past. Nothing in the summer was ever meant to last. I'm thinking about the nights when we didn't have a care, with the scent of the ocean and the mist in our hair. Now the driveway is waiting at the end of the line, with a different kind of life that I have to define. One more hour, one more mile, keep the memory for a while. The long way back under the silver moon, leaving all the melodies that ended far too soon. It's the end of the season, it's the end of the road, carrying the weight of a heavy golden load. The long way back through the valley of the years, washing out the salt and the disappearing tears. Almost there. The lights of home, never alone. Skyline is a silhouette of promises and glass, watching how the restless hours and the minutes pass. I'm moving through the silence of the boulevard's embrace, finding my reflection searching for a spark. The tower's made of silver, the streets are made of gold, but everything I'm touching feels so strangely cold. I see your pale reflection in the window pane, while the city's heart is pumping through the veins of rain. We're moving through the shadows of a grand design, crossing every border, every dotted line. Don't ask me where we're going, don't ask me why. The answers are written in the neon sky. Glass horizons stretching out so far, tracing the orbit of a lonely star. We're caught inside a prison, we're lost inside the light, running from the silence of the velvet night. Glass horizons breaking in the wind, where the dream ends and the world begins. The radio is humming a digital romance, while the shadows on the dashboard start to dance. I'll keep the engine running, I'll keep the spirit high, watching all the satellites drifting slowly by. There's a silence in the cabin, a secret in the air. I look into the mirror and I see you there. One more mile into the blue. The world is a mirror, reflecting you. Glass horizons stretching out so far, tracing the orbit of a lonely star. We're caught inside a prison, we're lost inside the light, running from the silence of the velvet night. Glass horizons breaking in the wind, where the dream ends and the world begins. Across the horizon, through the glass, the night will pass. The stars are fading to gray, the night is slowly slipping away. The dashboard lights are looking dim as the light creeps over the ocean's rim. Your eyes are closed, you're drifting deep, while the rest of the world is fast asleep. I'm turning the corner, I'm slowing down in the quiet streets of this sleeping town. The blue hour comes with silent grace, touching the lines of your sleeping face. The journey is over, the tank is dry, under the pale morning sky. I will stay for a while, before the sun steals your quiet smile. If I daydream is a memory now, a silver crown on a weary brow. always whispering a slow and dark refrain, like a memory of sunlight or the rhythm of the rain. We're passing by the nightclubs where the bass is pumping deep, while all the honest people are in houses fast asleep. Your hand is on the leather and your heart is on the line, crossing every border, every rule and every sign. The dashboard is a compass that is pointing to the stars, leaving tiny scratches on the surface of our car.